Hey, I'm Megan Josh, and today me and our other Sam are going to be interviewing a game designer. Okay, so what is your name and what do you do?
My name is Noah Johnson, and I'm a graphic designer and 2D animator, and I am breaking into game design. And I've designed 3 games so far, with more coming up.
Cool. What inspires you to make different things?
So, it started back in the day when I was watching a lot of YouTube videos when I was between the ages of 11 to like 13, and I was like, I want to do that. So I started doing videos about Minecraft, and then from there I was like, I got really into film and just cinema as a whole, and then eventually I found graphic design as my niche, and I have fell in love with it. So the first time I actually did graphic design was actually for making thumbnails for YouTube videos that I made when I was 13. So that was the first time and my first exposure to actually like compositing and composition, and fell in love with it. So
Cool.
Yep.
Sam, you're up next.
What's your favorite game?
Oh gosh, favorite game?
Okay, let's narrow it down a little.
Okay.
What was your favorite game growing up?
Oh, that's actually much more of a difficult question. Because now I don't just look at like what am I thinking now. It's also like let's dig into the recess of your brain and your past.
Either one.
Okay. So let's do childhood one. Video games or tabletop games? Does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Okay, video game, Mario Kart. That's my favorite. Mario Kart Wii, specifically. And then one of my favorite tabletop games is one called Time Barons. It's a 2-person, the 1v1 strategy game where basically you have, there's 4 different decks, and they're different, like, time eras. So there's, like, the ancient era, and then it's, like, more modern, and then future. And basically you're trying to kill each other. So you all have your own little like civilization with your own little people, and so you win if you kill all the other person's people.
Oh, how did you get started in making games?
I like games. I think that's how most people start. Is I like games. I have an idea for a game, so let's do it. The first game that I made was actually one called Rolling Stars, which I'm currently working on developing it even further. So that's the next game that I'm currently working on. Reskinning it because Rolling Stars is taken for literally everything, so I'm working out a new name. But the way that one started was for my graphic design course when I went to college. There was a package design. Hey, dog.
Oh,
Don't knock over the...
Oh, no. No, she's going in for a second round. Is it a she or a he?
He.
Okay, he's going in for a second round.
Let's see if I
Hi,
can...
dog. Let's get this dog out.
1 hour later.
You were telling us about Rolling Stars.
Yes, Rolling Stars. So basically, there was one project that was for my package design course where I had to design a package, which makes sense because it's a package design course. And part of that was choosing a product, researching what kind of like things are on the packaging for that product, and so I was like, I want to make a card game box. So I made a card game box, and then I was like, now I have to make a card game. So I made an entire game just to fulfill this
College course box.
Yeah, it was entirely unnecessary. I also 3D modeled a little tiny die that has stars on it, and I 3D printed it at the college. So, yeah, but it's fun.
That's commitment.
That's commitment. Thank you very much. So that was the first game I made, and I don't know. It was once I started making that, I realized how fun it was to actually make games. Because before you actually do it and you sit down with people and you're like having them play your game and then saying what can change, what should change, you're kind of just, you have an idea, but until you actually bring it into some physical form and then share it with others, especially for a game, it doesn't become solidified for you. Does that make sense? So when you have an idea for a game, you start it, you make draft, maybe you just cut out a bunch of blank cards and you write on them, and then as you're playing it, you have all these great ideas for the rules, and you start playing and you're like, this doesn't work at all. There's a game recently that I still need to workshop, but I'm working on it, and like I was like, this is such a cool concept, I love it. It's fast paced, it's good, it's like chaotic, but also like it's good and stuff, but whatever. We started playing it, and it just 5 seconds in, everyone's like, this game sucks, which was an upsetting thing to have to realize, but sometimes you just have to do what's best for the game. So, still working on that. good game though. I'm excited for that.
What are you most proud of making?
Oh gosh, yikes. Okay.
We have hard questions.
Yeah, no, this one's regarding my games. There's a game that I made called Execution, which you're familiar with. And I think that the reason I'm most proud of that is it's a game that my sister and I made together. She and I both made like the mechanics of the game itself, but when it came down to like all the artwork, I did the artwork. I think it turned out fantastically.
Looks great.
Yeah, thank you. And we had a fully functioning game in 48 hours. I did all the artwork and we did all of the actual gameplay in 48 hours.
Wow,
And
impressive.
I'm incredibly proud of that. Yes, it was crazy because the way that she was explaining the rules, like she had an idea, and this is the timeline. On one Sunday, we were just talking or whatever, and she was like, I have this idea of this game. Let's take out a normal deck of like playing cards and let's try it out. So we used a normal deck of bicycle cards, 52 cards. We were doing the gameplay. It was working. I was like, okay, sweet. And then she was like, what if it's about execution? And I was like, okay, sure, but what's different about it? And we were like, it's cute. And so we thought of the name Execution. And I had the idea of just having these really innocuous pictures with just a really awful thing. So there's a little tiny kebab, which is real happy and nice, but then it just straight up says impalement under it. And I find that so funny. But I'm also just proud of that. And with the fact that it was so fast is insane. And I don't know. I cannot give that to myself. I don't know. And I know it sounds weird, but I think it was an act of God, which is ironic because it's a game about execution. But it's incredible. Yeah, very proud of that one.
Okay. How does your job fit into the game development process?
How does my job as a graphic designer?
Like, what do you do? Like, what part do you do in the whole process?
Everything. So I'm part of the team of me and my sister because I'm half of the team. And so so she was in Japan for 5 years, my sister was, and she recently got back a few months ago. And we've made 4 games since she's been back. And so I haven't done the artwork for most of them, but I don't know, for some reason, we are just very, very good at coming up with ideas and making a game out of it, and like making a game that's actually decent. That's where my job fits in there. Yeah.
Powerhouses.
Gosh, yeah. Yeah, I also do all the videos and all the websites for everything. I do a lot of work.
What are you working on now?
Gosh, I'm working on a game called Rolling Stars, as previously established. Well, I'm working on that, and I have like a bunch of other games, but right now, unrelated, kind of pseudo unrelated to game design, I'm working toward quitting my job at the place I currently work and going full-time graphic design and video animation. So I'm gonna start niching down on like just doing animated videos for tabletop games. So I'm gonna break into that, and hopefully I can do that full time.
Okay, what would you recommend to kids wanting to get into the creative industry?
Do it. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I'd say. Well, actually, no. I take that back. That is actually my genuine advice. Just start making things. Mm-hmm. My biggest thing that I'm so incredibly passionate about is just do it and just use whatever you have at your disposal and make things. If you don't even have a camera, there's a lot you can do with just a computer. If you don't have a computer,
use your phone.
Use your phone. Yeah, get one. Thank you, Sam. If you don't have a computer, fix that. And even still, if you have a pen, okay, here's the deal. If you don't have a pen and a paper, maybe you shouldn't pursue the creative industry quite yet. But
if you don't have
eventually.
A computer or a phone, how are you watching this video?
I know you're lying to me, and I don't appreciate it. Anyway, sorry. Sorry. But seriously, just start creating things, and eventually you'll get into something that you like. I started with videos and have discovered that I really love graphic design, and because I can do graphic design, I can now do like the artwork for all my games. But if I started with just being a game designer, I don't think I would have been able to do the graphic design as well as if I started on graphic design. But anyway, free programs. Audacity for audio editing and recording. Blender for 3D animation and 2D animation, actually. Then we got HitFilm. That's a free video editing software. It's fantastic. It's I've worked with Adobe Premiere Pro, which is Adobe's thing, and I genuinely think that it rivals it. GIMP is a really good application for Photoshop. Photoshop alternatives if you want to make things that...
Make my thumbnails with it.
Yep, make thumbnails. If you want to just work on making digital art, GIMP has a lot of really good brushes, and you can also get brushes from the internet. And then Inkscape, which is an open source vector program. So if you want to start making logos or making primarily logos, but logos are just vector art in general. If you don't know the difference what a vector is, look it up. I'm not going to explain that in this video. Always look for free open source stuff. OBS if you want to do screen capturing. That's my rant.
That's your rant. Okay.
Motivational rant.
Now, I think that's about it. If you want to see more interviews, you can leave comments down in the comment section
That too.
below.
And remember to leave a like.
Please leave a like.
And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to Mega Josh. And in February, Execution is relaunching, so if you want to get your hands on it, please fund it on Kickstarter.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think
Thank
that's
you for
all.
being
Thanks
here.
for being here.
Well, hey, thank you for being here.
Thank you for thanking me, for thanking you, for thanking...
You're welcome. Okay, wait. 3, 2, 1.
Thanks for watching.